Good afternoon, and thank you, the esteemed guest. Thank you, Dr. Manju. I'm an engineer standing in the midst of a whole lot of doctors. So what am I doing here? But my father was a doctor, my brother is a doctor, my wife is a doctor. Doesn't make me a doctor, but it does give me a deep insight to how doctors work. And I'll start my presentation with a salute to these doctors, especially for the last 3 years, the work they have done, the problems they have faced, both in their professional life and their personal life. And they have come out with flying colors. I think the brightest star in the country's profession during the last 3 years were the doctors. So a big salute to them. And I can say very proudly, we were also not far behind. And when I say we, I mean the oil and gas, people working in the oil and gas sector. So my presentation is from Indian Oil, but let me make it very clear, it covers in the entire oil and gas sector. Whatever Indian Oil has done, the other companies like Bharat Petroleum, ONGC, Hindustan Petroleum, GAIL, and so on, all these companies have contributed during the pandemic, during any kind of disaster which happens in the natural disaster which takes place. So there was a complete lockdown in the country. People were at home, and when you are at home, you tend to eat more. And the government had declared that they will be supplying 3 cylinders free to the population of this country. So all of a sudden, the demand of LPG cylinders increased. And the entire setup, which is the oil and gas companies, the distributors, the delivery boys, they were out there and delivering the cylinders at your home, even during the lockdown. There was a flood in Kerala and Chennai. The oil company were battling the nature's fury and keeping the lifeline going. They were taking boats. In Assam, there were floods. They were taking elephants and delivering the LPG cylinders. And they have even delivered petrol and diesel using all kinds of means. IOC delivers cooking gas by boat in flood-hit Assam. IOC delivered fuel to Tripura via the Bangladesh following the Assam floods. And when I say IOC, I repeat, it is not IOC only, it is the entire oil and gas sector. So now, what if the oil and gas sector stops? You have on the left side, you have a jammed highway, and on the right side, you have empty roads. So if the oil and gas sector stops, like any other important sector in essential services, the country comes to a standstill. Your aircrafts don't take off. And the T3 is, Indira Gandhi Airport is full of people. There's no electricity, because a lot of electricity is, the generators run on diesel. So the energy warriors, as we call them, not comparing them to the Indian Army or Indian Navy, but still they are energy warriors, includes not only the employees of the oil companies, but also the customer attendant, the LPG distributor, delivery personnel, the truck crew, the contract laborers, field staff. They kept the energy pipeline running, and we delivered 33 lakh cylinders, which is a record, in a day on 30th April 2020. 33 lakhs homes were visited by these people in a day. So you can imagine the kind of effort that would require. Now, what was Indian Oil doing as a corporate? We formed a high-level committee on 11th of March, which was headed by our director HR, and this committee was to monitor the COVID situation in the Indian Oil Corporation. We were given the privilege, the HSC department of the corporate office was given the privilege to be the control center for it. And our first aim was to augment the existing health infrastructure. And therefore, we formed a committee of 3 officers to review the infrastructure facilities and add to it. We distributed masks, sanitizers, food packets, grocery packets, hand gloves, PP kits, and COVID testing kits. It is not only the company which did it, our officers and their family were involved in distributing food packets to the migrants, people who were moving on the road, so they were there to help them. We issued guidelines for decontamination of the common area, do's and don'ts for the employee to follow, established a 24/7 COVID assistance center to assist the employees. In those days when you were not able to get an oxygen cylinder or you were not able to get a hospital bed, one person sitting here, Dr. Sandeep Sharma, was the person who was most wanted in the entire corporation. Can Dr. Sharma help us in that? And I think he came out with flying colors. Everybody who needed something was helped. We launched a telemedicine app and a COVID dashboard for teleconsultation for monitoring COVID cases, distributed food packets, provided fuel for flights for people who were stranded in different countries. The flights were stopped. There was no flight available anywhere in the country, no domestic flights, but flights were there for bringing people from abroad. So Indian Oil was there. Provided medical insurance cover to around 323,000 frontline personnel, that is the delivery boys and the dealer petrol pump boys, and ensured ex gratia of rupees 5 lakh to the family of any such worker who died due to COVID-19. So we took care of not only our own employees, we also took care of our business associates. Vaccination of more than 5 lakh beneficiaries, including employees, was facilitated free of cost under Mission Vaccination, which included the family of our retired employees also. Established 110 COVID centers in various cities. We think we did a lot, but COVID pandemic was one of episode which happened. It was deadly. We lost 122 regular employees due to COVID. So you can understand people were working while they were aware there were deaths of their own colleague. 122 our own regular employees. We lost 232 family members of these employees. We lost 218 contract workers. Despite that, the oil companies kept on working. Our healthy workplace model, we have been awarded the WHO and Arogya Place Healthy Workplace Awards, Platinum Award. Our healthy workplace model is aligned with WHO. We have a risk management framework. And again, I'm repeating when I say we, that means the companies in the oil and gas sector. It is headed by the board of directors, and then there's an audit committee and risk management committee. ensuring aligned physical work environment, ergonomic evaluation of workstations, biological exposures determination are analyzed in conjunction with physical work environment monitoring report. As you would be aware, we handle a lot of hazardous product. So we need to monitor the health of our workers who are handling those products, who are working in that environment. So work environment monitoring, physical work environment. We have set up occupational health centers in our refineries. All occupational health centers are manned by a dedicated team of Indian Oil medical doctors. They undertake medical examination, emergency treatment, and first aid, work area monitoring, and biological monitoring. We have issued a guideline under the name of Corporate Occupational Health Manual for their guidance. The integrated occupational health services provide for pre-employment medical examination, periodic medical examination, health hazard survey, work environment monitoring, first aid training. This is a photograph which shows the facilities available in our hospitals, which are available for the employees, their family, and the contract workers. Since we handle flammable product, we have a burn unit, dedicated in-house laboratories for clinical investigation. We have issued comprehensive health manuals, 7 health manuals on various topics of benefit of the employees. And we are in process of reviewing these health manuals in view of the COVID pandemic. We ensure that the employees who are eating in our facilities are provided hygienic, nutritious food. There's an audit process. Every facility which is serving food, or rather any installation, and every installation in Indian Oil there's a hygiene audit of that installation. Emotional and mental well-being is a very important factor. Yesterday we were talking about communicable diseases and non-communicable diseases. Emotional and mental health being is a major factor in ensuring the efficiency of your employee. So various programs are held to take care of that. They are targeted health promotional programs and workshops, happiness and well-being, breast cancer awareness, health lifestyle, stress management, tobacco cessation, first aid, food safety, what to eat. Thank you. And before I end, as a finance person also, it is always better to invest in preventive measures than to actually pay for the medical bills of your employees. So the companies have now, especially the corporate companies, many corporate companies have, even the smaller ones, have now started investing in the preventive part of, and occupational health really does a great service to that end. And when I came here for the first day, I was surprised to see that this platform has been there for 73 years. And kudos to this organization, because 73 years is a huge, huge time. And I'm surprised that 73 years back we were talking about occupational health, because mostly what I heard when I started my career was diarrhea or fever or something like that when you were working in an installation. occupational health was never a topic, but I'm glad that we are rising to the occasion and we are giving the due importance to the occupational health. Thank you very much.